Yo, what's good guys? We are back with the Kage League Kaguya which dropped today. So everyone who obviously was playing the Kage League should have received their Kaguya today. And I just kind of want to go into her a little bit more. I know I could have probably done that a bit sooner. As you can see, she's fully duped out and maxed out and whatnot because I am on a private server and I just want to show her off just to see whether it is worth for you guys to actually invest into her at this point in time. So yeah, let's get into it. I will go through her, kind of explain what she does and whatnot, and then I'm gonna also go into a game just to show off her ultimate and whatnot and how much it does. So yeah, what we're gonna do is talk about the abilities first. So obviously we've got the attack boost, which is the first ability, ignore substitution, second ability, third ability, which is probably the most crucial one for this character, is the nullification of elemental affinity based damage, which means she will do the same amount of damage to any type. So even though she is a hard type, she will do 4,151 to the body type, so it will just be neutral damage essentially. And this is the one that I don't like. The fourth ability nullifies damage reduction effects, which means people can't reduce your damage, which is great, but I don't really care about that half the time, because I am much more a fan of the fourth ability being nullify immobilization, for example, because that is way more important at the moment with more characters getting that and whatnot. So yeah, that would have been lovely. Also, her sing skill to nullify immobilization, which is there, but to get it you have to sync with all except hard. So, I mean, I guess it just depends what kind of team you run. If you run, for example, a Shisui and Guy and then her in the front row, great. But if you don't, then yeah, it just, no. Unfortunately, no. And for example, if you run your Hashirama in the middle spot or in the front spot, then obviously again it cancels it out. But apart from that, she is decent. So I guess it is a useful one, but I still would have loved this to be something else. I don't know, maybe substitution, something. I'm just really not too bothered about damage reduction in all honesty. But okay, that is probably my only complaint about this card that I will have in this video anyway. Her health is looking steady at 53k. Her strength is looking very good for a long range character. Bear this in mind, she's a long range character. 4,151. That is with the first ability. Without the first ability, she's on 3,551. Also, she is fully obviously maxed out on here. So the health without the pills would be 53,276. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Oh yeah, and the speed. So she's on her regular speed is 335. With the speed pills, we're talking about 365, which is solid. It is fine. And I'll tell you why, because you can always put someone like Pain behind her if you do have him. Anyone to kind of increase her speed maybe a little bit. Pain will do it by 50, which brings her up to a whopping 415, which is absolutely fine, especially if you run her, for example, in your last slot. Would I recommend it? Possibly not. I don't know yet. Honestly, not sure. But this is where it gets interesting. This is where the card kind of comes in for the value to me anyway. So her field skill boosts speed by 10 to 60. Bear in mind she's a long range unit. That will more than likely reach one, if not both of your characters, depending on the map and dependent on her placement. So if you place her in the middle as your second character to go, depending on the map, she will more than likely reach both of your other characters. So yeah, that should definitely help out quite a bit. And then her body skill reduces the chance of receiving immobilization by 55%. Again, could have been something else, but if you put her behind someone who doesn't have any immobilization at all, this could possibly work wonders for you. I mean, put her behind Guy, for example, if you don't have anyone else to put her behind. And because I'm pretty sure Guy doesn't have immobilization resistance. But yeah, either way, just put her behind someone who may need it. Even if you don't want to use it as a first row character, have her in the back row, for example. You can try her out. And yeah, it's not the worst, especially the field skill kind of makes the card quite good in some aspects. So then we're looking at her ninjutsu, which is 6.5 attack towards all enemies in range, 50% chance of health recovery ceiling for 3 turns, 80% chance of attack reduction for 4 turns, 90% chance of jutsu ceiling for 2 seconds, which that's fine. But again, most people have jutsu ceiling resistance nowadays. Although saying that, not actually that many. So yeah, it is decent, and it is AoE obviously, so it is quite solid. Then her ultimate, we're looking at 14 times attack towards all enemies in range, with a 60% chance of chakra recovery ceiling for 5 turns, reduces their chakra gauge by 1, restores own chakra gauge by 2, and health by 10,000. So she heals herself, and obviously she does damage. She chakra recovery steals 60% chance for 5 turns though. That is mad. And she also reduces their chakra gauge by 1 and boosts hers by 2. So yeah, that is not bad whatsoever. Let me just create a ring and inspired, cool. Enter it in here. Just want to show you guys the ultimate damage mainly, kind of, and go in, see what we can do, see what kind of damage we can pull out. And yeah, I am quite curious, to be honest with you. I am very curious. So I've put units in which are alright, but I kind of tried to put units of all different elements in there just to kind of show off a bit more, or a bit better, I guess. So yeah, for example, if you see me or my opponent's account right there, if your Kaguya was in the middle where Naruto is, she would probably reach both Sasuke and Deidara, and yeah, give them the attack. So over here we can see what her circle is like. It's not bad, definitely not bad. I'm gonna try and do her ninjutsu first, see how that goes. What kind of damage can we pull up? Okay, 40k on a skill unit. Wow. Yo, are you joking? That is solid, you know. That is very, very solid. So we're just gonna kind of try that. I'm gonna boost her speed a little bit. I'm sorry if this is a bit long, but I'm just trying to see what else I could do. The chakra and the speed. That'll be a Hail Mary, pretty much. I want to see, because I haven't used her ultimate yet, so I kind of want to see. I'm not going to take the attack boost, because I actually want to see how much she will do. And yo, she is rapid on those 3 speed. Mad. She's whizzing by. So at the moment, obviously, because of pain, she is on... Oh no, she's getting the multiplier as well from the speed boost, triple speed boost. But yeah, she's at 548. that is something for sure. So the next one will be, the next turn will be the ultimate, which we can do now. So we're looking at not that much of a bigger. It is a bigger circle, but it is not that much bigger than her ninjutsu. So we'll just do her ultimate right now. That will definitely get rid of all of them. But what kind of damage are we looking at? So 58k. You know what? That is very good damage. Well, it is solid damage, especially because she ignores the elemental affinity. So like, she will do that damage regardless to whether you have a body type, whether you have a heart type, bravery type, wisdom type, skill type. She will still do the extra damage, as we could see. Her ninjutsu did 40k to Deidara. Obviously, he didn't have any reduction or anything like that. 40k more than likely would get rid of most units, or nearly one shot a skill unit, depending again on who you'd use, how you'd use them, and whatnot. So yeah, what is my verdict? She is a good unit. Would I personally put her in over like Hashirama, for example, or the teams that I usually run? It's hard to say yet. I personally at the moment wouldn't, because even though she's just a 4 chakra unit, there's my 7-star Naruto, for example, which is a 3 chakra unit, and he's pretty much on par with the speed. So yeah, and he's got a few more abilities that I treasure more. Then there's Mahashirama. I'm pretty sure he's a hard unit, unless I'm totally mistaken right now, which if I am, then yo, you can slate me in the comments. And I'm talking about the Kage League one, by the way. And then obviously there's Shisui that I use constantly, my Blaze and Bash Naruto. So no, at the moment, I don't think she would make my top team, which to me means I would not invest my acquisition stones into her yet. Is she a good unit though? If you don't have, for example, a stacked Kage League account, hell yeah. Her speed is fine, right? If you pair her well, she will have her immobilization resistance, for example. Or if you want to put her below a certain character, then you can as well, to reduce immobilization chances for that character. Or if you just want to have her as a speed booster, even though you know she won't do much for you, even though if you want to, as a speed booster, put her in that second slot. And at that point, it's kind of RNG, what map you get, where people are placed. But if you get the RNG right, your team will get a boost, and that will give you that advantage that you may need against players that have more Kage League units, against players that have more Blaze and Bash units. So it's worth to play around. Would I invest stones? It's hard to say, because that third ability is definitely crucial for her. Personally speaking, you may differ, or your opinion may differ, but that third slot, the first slot given her a boost, and then that third slot given her a pretty much bigger boost, is quite crazy to think of. Do I think the fourth one is needed? No. If you want to go for her, you may as well just do 3 for now, and if you have ever one spare, you can pop it in here. But to me, damage reduction isn't that important. To many people, it again may differ, but to me personally, I would put 3 in her, and that's it for the time being. That would be it. That's where I'd cut it off. Unless there's obviously mad units coming out that say, oh yeah, damage reduction definitely happening, or 60, 70, 80%, then I'd probably think about it. But apart from that, right now, I would just be like, nah, cool. 3 is enough. I'm just here to do the damage, and she's a decent tank, so yo. Anyway, this video is way longer than expected, and I hope I haven't bored you too much. But if you have enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you very soon in the next video. Peace.